the beginning of the end. Look up at the night sky. At first glance, it feels eternal. The stars seem fixed. The galaxies appear timeless. The universe itself looks like something so vast, so ancient, so impossibly immense that the human mind instinctively assumes it will always be there, that tomorrow the stars will shine, that a trillion years from now the cosmos will still glow. But according to modern physics, that is not true. The universe is not eternal. It was born. And because it was born, it can die. Everything we know, every star, every galaxy, every black hole, every atom, every fragment of matter in the observable cosmos is moving toward an ending. The terrifying part is this. Scientists are not asking if the universe will end. They are asking how. Will the cosmos slowly freeze into darkness? Will space itself tear apart? Will everything collapse back into the singularity from which it came? Or could reality itself vanish instantly without warning because of a hidden instability in the laws of physics? These are not science fiction ideas. These are real theories proposed by cosmologists, physicists, and astrophysicists trying to answer one of the greatest questions ever asked: what happens at the end of everything? And every answer is more unsettling than the last, because when we explore the death of the universe, we are not just asking about the fate of stars, we are asking about the fate of time, matter, energy, reality itself. Tonight, we journey billions, trillions, even unimaginable spans of time into the future, to witness the 5 most chilling scientific theories for the death of the cosmos. And the first one may already be happening right now. Theory 1. The Big Freeze. Imagine a fire. At first, it burns hot and bright. It radiates warmth. It crackles with energy. It illuminates everything around it, but eventually, the fuel runs low. The flames weaken. The glow fades. And at the end, all that remains is cold ash. According to one of the leading cosmological models, the universe may die the same way. This theory is known as the Big Freeze, sometimes called heat death, and unlike some of the more dramatic endings, this one is terrifying precisely because of how quiet it is. No final explosion. No sudden collapse. No cosmic catastrophe. Just an endless fading into darkness. To understand why, we need to understand one of the most important discoveries in astronomy. The universe is expanding. In 1929, astronomer Edwin Hubble discovered something revolutionary. Galaxies were moving away from each other. No matter where he looked, distant galaxies were receding into the darkness, as if space itself were stretching. This meant the universe was not static. It was growing. The implication was enormous. If the universe is expanding now, then in the past it must have been smaller. Tracing that backward led to the theory of the Big Bang, the idea that the universe began as an incredibly hot, dense state and has been expanding ever since. That expansion is still happening today. In fact, it is accelerating. Galaxies are drifting farther apart every second over unimaginable periods of time. This expansion changes everything because stars need gas to form. Massive clouds of hydrogen collapse under gravity, ignite nuclear fusion, and become stars, but the universe contains only a finite amount of usable gas. Stars are constantly consuming it, and as galaxies spread apart, that gas becomes harder to gather. Eventually, star formation slows, then it stops. No new stars, only aging ones. The brilliant cosmos we see today, full of stellar nurseries and radiant galaxies, will begin to dim over trillions of years. The stars will die. Some will become white dwarfs, others neutron stars. Some will collapse into black holes. The universe will grow darker and colder. At first, the change would be subtle. Civilizations in that distant future might still see stars, but the sky would become emptier with each passing era. Galaxies beyond the local cluster would vanish beyond the observable horizon, moving away faster than light due to cosmic expansion. Eventually, future observers might look into the sky and see almost nothing. No distant galaxies. No evidence of the Big Bang, only darkness. The universe would become a graveyard of dead stars. But it gets worse. Even the remnants of stars are not permanent. White dwarfs cool into black dwarfs, neutron stars lose energy. Black holes, once thought eternal, slowly evaporate through Hawking radiation. This process is unimaginably slow. A supermassive black hole could take 10,100 years to evaporate. That number is so huge that human language barely has a way to describe it. Yet, even black holes do not last forever. Eventually, they disappear. And then the universe enters its final stage. No stars. No planets. No black holes. Only thin radiation and isolated particles drifting through near absolute zero darkness. This is the big freeze. The universe reaches maximum entropy, a state where energy is evenly spread and no useful work can be done. No structure can form. No warmth remains. No light survives. Time continues, but nothing meaningful happens. The cosmos becomes silent forever. This is why physicists call it heat death, not because the universe becomes hot. But because thermodynamic energy differences vanish. Without energy differences, there can be no motion, no life, no processes. Imagine an ocean frozen not into ice, but into sameness. No waves. No currents. No motion. That is the final universe under the big freeze. A perfectly dead cosmos. And what makes this theory especially haunting is that many observations suggest it may be the most likely outcome. The accelerating expansion of the universe appears driven by something called dark energy, a mysterious force pushing galaxies apart. If dark energy remains constant, expansion continues forever. Stars die. Black holes evaporate. Darkness wins. The universe does not end in violence. It ends in loneliness, a slow erasure of all structure, all energy, all meaning. Yet, even this endless death may not be the most terrifying possibility, because there is another theory. One where the universe does not simply fade away. It is ripped apart. Not just galaxies, not just stars. Everything. Planets. Atoms. Space itself. And if that theory is true. The end of the universe will not be silent. It will be catastrophic. Theory 2. The Big Rip. Big freeze is a slow death. The Big Rip is violent. To understand it, we return to the same mysterious force, dark energy. Dark energy is one of the greatest mysteries in science. We cannot see it. We cannot directly detect it. Yet observations suggest it makes up nearly 70% of the universe, and its effects are enormous. It drives the accelerating expansion of space. Right now, dark energy appears relatively gentle. Galaxies drift apart over billions of years. Gravity still holds galaxies together. Stars remain bound. Atoms remain stable. But what if dark energy is not constant? What if it grows stronger over time? That is the foundation of the Big Rip theory. If dark energy intensifies, the expansion of the universe accelerates faster and faster. At first, galaxies separate more rapidly. Then the force becomes strong enough to overcome gravity. Galaxies begin to break apart. Stars drift away from galactic centers. Solar systems unravel. Planets lose their orbits. Eventually, the expansion becomes so powerful that even molecular forces fail. Matter itself begins to disintegrate. Imagine the timeline billions of years from now. Galaxies are torn apart. Then, in the final millions of years, solar systems dissolve. In the last moments, planets shatter. Then atoms split apart. Finally, spacetime itself tears. The entire universe is ripped into nothing. The most horrifying part: this destruction happens from the largest scales to the smallest. There is nowhere to hide. Gravity cannot save galaxies. Electromagnetism cannot save atoms. No force can resist the expansion. Reality loses cohesion. The very fabric of existence tears open. And in the final instant. Everything ends. Collapse, ruin, and instant oblivion. In the previous part, we explored to terrifying possibilities, a universe that slowly freezes into eternal darkness, and a universe violently torn apart by its own expansion. But there are theories even more disturbing than those. Because what if the cosmos does not drift apart forever? What if gravity wins? What if everything we see, every galaxy, every star, every atom, is destined to reverse direction and fall back into the same cosmic abyss from which it emerged? And even more terrifying, what if the universe could end instantly, without warning, without escape, without even enough time to realize it happened? These are not fantasy scenarios. They are real possibilities hidden inside the mathematics of the universe, and the next one takes us back to the very first moment of existence. Theory 3. The Big Crunch story of the universe began with expansion, the Big Bang. An explosion of space, energy, and matter that sent the cosmos outward in every direction. For nearly 14 billion years, that expansion has continued. Galaxies have drifted apart. Space has stretched, the universe has grown larger, but for most of the 20th century, cosmologists asked a crucial question: will expansion continue forever? Or will gravity eventually pull everything back together? That possibility is called the Big Crunch. To understand it, imagine throwing a ball upward into the sky. At first, it rises rapidly, but gravity slows it down. Eventually, it stops, then it falls. The Big Crunch suggests the universe might behave in the same way. The Big Bang launched expansion. But gravity, the combined gravitational pull of all matter in the universe, constantly works against that expansion. If gravity is strong enough, then one day the expansion stops, galaxies stop moving apart, the universe reaches maximum size. And then everything reverses. Galaxies begin falling toward one another. The cosmos contracts. The distances between stars shrink, temperatures rise, radiation intensifies. The entire universe begins collapsing inward. At first, this process would be slow. Over billions of years, galaxies that once receded from each other would move closer. The night sky would grow brighter as distant galaxies became visible again. Then clusters of galaxies would merge. Collisions would become inevitable. Stars would be thrown from their orbits. Supermassive black holes would spiral toward each other. The universe would become increasingly chaotic, and as contraction accelerates, everything grows hotter. The background temperature of space rises. Galaxies compress. Stars collide. Radiation floods the cosmos. What was once a vast cold universe becomes a furnace. Matter is squeezed into smaller and smaller volumes. The density rises toward unimaginable levels. Eventually, galaxies can no longer exist. Then stars cannot exist. Then atoms themselves cannot survive. Matter is compressed so intensely that atomic structures collapse. The universe becomes a superheated plasma. Then something even more extreme happens. The entire cosmos, all matter, all energy, all space-time collapses into a state of immense density. A singularity, the reverse of the Big Bang, the entire universe reduced to an infinitely small point. This is the Big Crunch, the total collapse of everything into cosmic oblivion. It is the universe falling back into itself, a total reversal of creation. A universe that dies by reversing birth. Reason the Big Crunch feels so unsettling is because it implies that the universe dies by undoing its own existence. The Big Bang was expansion. The Big Crunch is contraction. The birth of the universe is replayed in reverse. Instead of cooling, it heats. Instead of growing, it shrinks. Instead of forming structure, it destroys it. Everything is erased by compression. Imagine the entire cosmos collapsing into a point smaller than an atom. Every galaxy. Every star, every planet, every memory. Every civilization. Compressed into one infinitesimal singularity. No space. No separation. No structure. Everything that ever existed destroyed in one final gravitational collapse. This is not an explosion. It is implosion, the entire universe collapsing inward under its own weight. And unlike the Big Freeze, where time stretches endlessly, the Big Crunch has a dramatic ending, a final moment, a final collapse, a final singularity. Everything converges toward one last point of no return. Could the Big Crunch create a new universe? Some physicists suggest the Big Crunch may not be the absolute end. They propose that once the universe collapses into a singularity, conditions might trigger another Big Bang, a rebirth, a new expansion, a new universe. This idea forms the basis of cyclic universe models. The cosmos expands. It collapses. It expands again. Over and over. An eternal sequence of cosmic deaths and rebirths. In this picture, our universe may be just one cycle in an endless chain. The Big Bang was not the beginning. It was merely the latest rebirth, and the Big Crunch would not be the end. It would be the next reset. This is a profound idea because it suggests the universe may be immortal, but individual universes are not. Each universe is born. Lives. Dies. Then gives rise to another. A cosmic cycle of destruction and renewal, yet even. This dramatic collapse may not be the most horrifying possibility, because the Big Crunch at least gives warning, billions of years of warning, galaxies shifting, space contracting. Temperatures rising. There would be signs, but the next theory offers no signs at all. No warning. No countdown. No visible approach. The universe would end instantly. Without even the speed of thought. And the most disturbing part is this: it could happen right now. Theory 4. False vacuum decay. Among all proposed cosmic endings, none is more terrifying than false vacuum decay. Because the Big Freeze takes trillions of years, the Big Rip unfolds over cosmic time scales. The Big Crunch builds slowly, but false vacuum decay would happen in an instant. No warning. No visible cause. No chance of survival. And according to modern physics, it is possible. To understand why, we need to examine the idea of a vacuum. Most people think of a vacuum as empty space. Nothingness. But in quantum physics, empty space is not truly empty. Even the vacuum contains energy. Fields permeate all of space. Particles constantly flicker in and out of existence. The vacuum has properties, and according to some theories, the vacuum state of our universe may not be stable. Imagine a bull resting in a valley. If the bull sits in the lowest possible valley, it is stable. But if it sits in a shallow depression on a hillside, it only appears stable. A disturbance could send it rolling into a deeper valley. That temporary state is called a false vacuum. Physicists believe the universe may exist in a similar condition. The quantum fields that define the laws of nature may not be in their lowest energy state. Our universe may only appear stable, but somewhere beneath the surface lies a deeper, more stable vacuum state. If the universe transitions into that lower state, everything changes instantly. The bubble of destruction. If false vacuum decay begins, it creates a bubble of true vacuum. Inside that bubble, the laws of physics are different. The constants of nature change. The forces that hold matter together may change. The particles that make atoms possible may change. Chemistry may no longer function. Matter, as we know it, may no longer exist, and this bubble expands outward at the speed of light, destroying everything in its path. Galaxies vanish. Stars vanish. Planets vanish. Atoms cease to function. Reality is rewritten. The terrifying part is that the bubble moves at light speed. That means no warning can ever reach you before it arrives. You would not see it coming. No alarm. No flash. No sign. One instant the universe exists. The next instant everything is gone, not exploded, not burned. Simply overwritten by new physical laws. The entire observable universe erased by a quantum event. And because the bubble moves at light speed, consciousness never experiences the transition. There is no final moment. No awareness. No time to react. Existence simply stops. Why this theory is so terrifying? The Big Freeze is frightening because it is lonely. The Big Rip is frightening because it is violent. The Big Crunch is frightening because it is total. But false vacuum decay is frightening because it is arbitrary. It could happen anywhere at any time without cause that we can detect. A quantum fluctuation in a distant region of space could trigger it, and the destruction would already be on its way. It might be racing toward us right now. If that sounds extreme, remember, this comes from legitimate quantum field models. Scientists do not know whether our vacuum is stable. Measurements of the Higgs boson suggest that our universe may lie near the boundary between stability and instability. That means the vacuum state of reality may be precarious, the laws of physics themselves may rest on a knife edge, the universe may be balanced in a temporary condition, and one quantum event could end it all. Not in billions of years. Not in millions. But instantly. This is perhaps the most merciless cosmic ending imaginable, because there is no escape. No preparation. No future, only existence, and then nothing. But even after these terrifying endings, one final theory remains. A theory that suggests the universe never truly dies. That the end of everything may actually be the beginning of something else. A theory where cosmic death becomes cosmic rebirth, and in Part 3, we will explore the final theory, the big bounceth possibility that our universe has died before and will be born again. The universe that never truly ends. So far, we have explored for possible endings, a universe that freezes into darkness, a universe torn apart by expansion, a universe crushed by gravity, a universe erased instantly by quantum instability. Each theory offers a different vision of cosmic death. Some are slow, some are violent, some are immediate, but all of them assume one thing, that the universe has an ending, that one day all existence reaches a final point, a final silence, a final darkness, a final end. But what if that assumption is wrong? What if the universe does not end at all? What if cosmic death is not really death, but transformation? What if every ending is followed by another beginning? This is the idea behind one of the most fascinating and hopeful models in cosmology, the Big Bounce, and if it is true. Then the universe may have died before, many times. Theory 5. The Big Bounce. To understand the Big Bounce, we return once again to the beginning, the Big Bang. For decades, the Big Bang has been described as the moment the universe began. The birth of time, the birth of space, the birth of matter. Everything emerging from an infinitely hot, infinitely dense singularity. But there is a problem with this picture. Physics breaks down at the singularity. At that point, our equations stop working. General relativity predicts infinite density. Quantum mechanics cannot describe the state. The laws of physics collapse. This means we do not actually know what happened at the singularity. We only know what happened immediately after, and that leaves open a profound possibility. The Big Bang may not have been the beginning. It may have been a rebound. A bounce. The universe may have existed before the Big Bang in a contracting phase. Instead of beginning from nothing, the cosmos may have once been enormous, then gradually collapsed inward. As it compressed, density rose. Temperature increased. Everything moved toward a singular state, but instead of ending in a final collapse, the contraction reversed, the universe expanded again. A new Big Bang, a new cosmic cycle. This is the Big Bounce. A universe that contracts and expands in endless succession. Death followed by rebirth. End followed by beginning, over and over again. A cyclic cosmos in the Big Bounce model. The universe is not a one-time event. It is cyclical. Each cosmic era begins with expansion. Galaxies form. Stars ignite. Life emerges. Then expansion slows, contraction begins, everything collapses, then the universe bounces back and starts again. This means our universe may not be the first. There may have been countless universes before ours. Entire cosmic histories before this one. Civilizations before ours. Stars before ours. Galaxies before ours. All gone now. Not because reality ended forever, but because reality reset. Our Big Bang may simply be the latest chapter in an eternal sequence. This idea transforms the meaning of the universe. Instead of one beginning and one end. There is only endless renewal. Cosmic death becomes part of a larger rhythm. Like breathing. Expansion. Contraction. Expansion. Contraction. The cosmos living in cycles beyond imagination. Could evidence of a previous universe exist? This question leads to one of the most mind-bending possibilities in modern cosmology. Could traces of a previous universe still exist? If a universe collapsed before ours, could evidence of that prior cosmos survive the bounce? Some physicists think maybe. They suggest subtle patterns in the cosmic microwave background. The faint radiation left from the Big Bang might contain hints of events before our expansion began. Tiny irregularities, unexpected temperature variations, possible scars from a previous cosmic cycle. These ideas remain speculative. There is no proof, but the implications are staggering because if true, then the oldest light in our universe may carry echoes from a universe that existed before ours, a message from before the Big Bang. This means the Big Bang would not be the start of reality. It would be the continuation of a much older story, one chapter in an infinite cosmic cycle. The philosophical weight of an eternal universe with big bounce is not just scientifically fascinating. It is philosophically profound. Because it changes the meaning of endings. If the universe cycles forever, then nothing truly ends. Galaxies vanish, but the cosmos returns. Stars die, but new stars are born. Reality collapses, but existence continues. This is a universe where death is transformation, not annihilation. The Big Freeze describes cosmic loneliness. The Big Rip describes cosmic destruction. The Big Crunch describes cosmic collapse. False Vacuum Decay describes cosmic erasure, but the Big Bounce offers something different: cosmic continuity, the idea that existence persists through endless renewal. This may sound hopeful, but it carries its own unsettling questions. If the universe has repeated forever, how many times has this happened? How many universes came before ours? How many civilizations rose and vanished before the stars we know were born? And perhaps most unsettling of all, could versions of us have existed before? Not identical in detail, but in pattern. Could consciousness itself be part of an endless cosmic recurrence? The deeper we explore cyclical cosmology, the stranger the implications become, because if time itself is cyclical, then the distinction between beginning and ending begins to disappear. The final question: which ending is real? So, which theory is correct? Will the universe freeze, rip apart, collapse, decay instantly, or bounce into a new existence? The truth is no one knows, and that uncertainty is one of the most extraordinary things about the cosmos. We have mapped galaxies, measured the afterglow of the Big Bang, detected black holes, observed the expansion of the universe, and yet the final fate of everything remains unknown. The greatest minds in physics still debate the answer because the universe is stranger than intuition. Reality is deeper than perception. And the future of existence is hidden inside laws we are still trying to understand. At this moment, the universe could be heading toward eternal darkness, or toward sudden destruction, or toward rebirth. We do not know. And perhaps that mystery is the most important truth of all, because the universe is not a solved puzzle. It is an unfolding mystery, one in which humanity occupies only a brief moment. A moment on a tiny planet orbiting an ordinary star in one galaxy among billions. And yet, from this small place, we ask the biggest question imaginable: how does everything end? That question reveals something extraordinary about us. We are temporary beings trying to understand eternity. Tiny minds trying to comprehend infinity. Creatures born from the universe, now turning back to examine the fate of the cosmos itself. That is one of the greatest miracles of existence, that the universe became conscious enough to wonder how it will die. The most beautiful possibility first. The most beautiful part of all of this is that none of these endings changes what exists now. The stars still shine. Galaxies still glow. Life still exists. Consciousness still asks questions. The universe may end in ice, or fire, or collapse, or rebirth, but right now, In this moment, the cosmos is alive, and so are we. We are part of this unfolding cosmic story. Atoms forged in ancient stars, minds capable of imagining the death of the universe, that alone is astonishing because whatever ending awaits the cosmos, it produced this. A living world. Thinking beings. Wonder. Curiosity. Awareness. And perhaps that is what gives meaning to the vastness. Not how the universe ends, but that for a brief moment it became aware of itself. Through us. One day, the stars may fade. One day, galaxies may vanish. One day, reality itself may change forever, but until that day, the universe remains the greatest mystery we have ever known. And every question we ask brings us closer to understanding our place within it. So, which ending do you believe is the most likely? Will the cosmos freeze into silence, be torn apart, collapse inward, or be reborn again? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to keep exploring the deepest mysteries of the cosmos, existence, and reality itself, subscribe to Mind Chronicles because the greatest mysteries are still waiting.